Did you know Pizza Today named a restaurant in Northern Kentucky as the best pizzeria in the country last year? In fact, the article's author called Camporosso a pizza-fueled labor of love. So let's meet the owners, Eric and Amy Redfield, and see what their wood-fired pizza is all about.
You're watching The Chef's Corner with Rob Williams on Fox 19 Now.
Eric, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yep.
You and your wife love pizza.
We do.
And this is a dream that you guys had for like, what, 40 years?
I hate to say that, but yeah, close to 40 years.
I hate to say that too. So tell me about like your dream 40 years ago with you and your wife Amy.
Yeah, so we had just graduated from college, and we wanted to open up our own business, and we actually wanted to open up a pizzeria. So we reached out, and we didn't know a lot about it, so we figured we'd start with a chain. And we reached out to get a little bit of information. Found out very quickly that we had about double the debt that they needed for us to move forward. So
like any college kid, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we put that on the shelf.
Yeah.
Life took over, started working and having kids, and really never talked about it much again until our third child, our youngest child, was leaving for college. And I sat down one Sunday night and said, let's open that pizzeria we always talked about. And to my surprise, Amy said, let's do it.
2017.
And here we are.
How's it been?
Been great. Been fantastic.
You and your wife had very successful corporate careers, raised 3 kids, all of them go to college, right? Doing really well. How has it been in terms, because a lot of couples will ask this question, how's it been working with each other day in and day out, no separation, on a business that you guys thought about for 40 years?
It has been fantastic. We are best friends. We are best friends, and we work together every single day.
Do you know what that does? That gives every couple hope that, you know what? I love this person. We can spend all day together and still love and adore each other.
Yeah. So our anniversary.
The secret?
Our anniversary is next Thursday, but after that one, we'll be married 40 years.
That's awesome.
40 years. So the secret is, I think, just communication.
Yeah.
And we've just always been a team.
Sure.
It's just love and communication, and actually we're friends as well.
So we have mozzarella on here.
This is actually a proprietary 3-cheese blend. This is provolone, white cheddar, and mozzarella.
So just so you know, he and his wife, when they decided to open this restaurant, years before, they bought a pizza oven, put it in their driveway, and did research all about this, the crust. Tell me about that process.
100%. So the oven we imported from Italy. And we brought it in because we thought we had the business acumen to do this.
Yeah.
Which we didn't, by the way. I'll get to that in a minute. We did have business acumen, but we brought that in and we learned to make pizza dough, and that's all. We wanted to learn how to make Neapolitan pizza dough the best that we could. And we started making it in our driveway. And we started entertaining school groups and after proms and church groups, and everybody raved about the food.
Did your neighbors think you were crazy?
They did.
Did your kids think you were crazy?
Yeah, a little bit. I have a local restaurateur, whose name I won't mention, that lives in our neighborhood. I told him what we were going to do, and I said, we're not competing at all. It's a totally different concept. What do you think? He said, don't do it. He said, you have no idea what you're getting into. And they were right.
And just so you know, they're famous for their pizza, but they sell their pasta every single night, and we're gonna see how they make that. So let's go back and make that.
All right, we start with Italian semolina.
Yeah.
And we do it in a very, very traditional Italian fashion. It is semolina flour and cold water.
That's it.
That's it.
No eggs.
No egg. Now that and I learned this from an 85-year-old Neapolitan, and it was peasant food to begin with. So you did what you made food with what you had left over.
But peasant food is always the most delicious food in any culture.
It's my favorite everywhere. Tacos, you name it.
Yeah.
So we do an egg pasta for a tonarelli, for a cacio e pepe. There are certain pastas that is an egg pasta specific, but generally in Italy, it is flour and water.
None of these recipes are learned from a grandmother or a great grandmother or whatever. You just kind of source that out yourself.
We did. We sourced out. We sought out anybody that would talk to us and help us, and then we also went right here and we just read and studied and learned and used everything we possibly could to figure this out.
So I'm a cookbook kind of guy.
Yeah.
It seems like you and your wife are as well.
Absolutely.
Because.
And these are all the best. Yeah.
Why do you think? Why do you think those are the best cookbooks?
Well, that's actually just some research. Just did due diligence and found out who was using what, and chefs, like Flour and Water, for instance, that's Thomas McNaughton. He's a beard winner. I spent time at his restaurant. He was so gracious with his time.
That's really great.
And I sat with him, and he made like 6 different types of pasta for me, and kind of, I said, I'm going to get your book, and it just started there.
How was it? Was it important to you to bring back all this back to your hometown of Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky?
100%.
And why?
100%. So it's funny because we always were looking for an opportunity. So you want this to be about the consistency of wet sand.
Sand, okay, okay.
Wet sand. So we were always looking for a place where we would like to go. So we'd have kids, we would have a sporting event, a piano recital, whatever, and we would want to go hang out somewhere. And we didn't feel like there was ever that place. So this appealed to such a broad demographic.
Sure.
And we wanted to offer outstanding food in a really inviting environment, and that's kind of what we wanted to create.
Pizza is a no-brainer for you because as pizza goes, everybody loves pizza.
Amen.
And everybody eats it on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, pizza is a $50 billion a year industry. 92% of Americans eat pizza once a month. That's astounding. Yeah.
It's so simple.
It is. And
right?
It literally is America's favorite food.
Are we at wet
We're
sand
ready
yet?
to go. You ready to go?
Yeah, ready to
All
go.
right.
So what dish will you use this in, this pasta?
Spaghetti meatballs. Well, this actually is a bucatini. So I would use this in a bucatini alla matriciana, which is one of the 4 classic dishes of Rome.
Yeah.
Just 4 ingredients. That's what's so beautiful about those dishes. Four ingredients.
You knew the pizza was going to do well. Were you surprised that the pasta's doing really well?
Absolutely. Or I would have designed a bigger space for it. There you go.
Oh.
Isn't that beautiful?
Okay, here's a question. Like, how long do you let this go, and how do you make that determination?
I did. So it's 10 inches. 10 inches. Four spins on a fork. A little bit, just detail.
So
detail.
10 inches is 4 spins on the fork.
On our fork, yeah.
Any less would be not enough.
Any more, you're chewing it and gnawing it off.
Wow.
And we sat at the table and did this over and over and over.
How much fun did you have with your wife doing that stuff?
I loved it. We did so much of this. We learned and then came back. We actually went to a couple different Italian pizza schools. We went separate from each other.
Why?
So that we could come back and compare notes and kind of we figured we could take 20% from each school, or each person who's willing to talk to us, we would have something.
When it comes to cooking, what are you good at? And when it comes to cooking, what is your wife good at?
Well, it's funny. We have pizza and pasta. So I do the pizza front of the house. She's in the back, and I'm always out front, and she's always in the back making it run. So I was talking about. I do a lot of the strategy. She does a lot of the tactical. So
yeah.
I'll have 5, 6, 7, 10 ideas and say, man, here's what I want to do. And she'll look at it and say, oh, that's impossible, that's impossible, and that's impossible. These 3 we can do.
All right.
And we do it.
Let's go out there and put that pizza in the oven. All right, Eric, do you have any tips as I put this pizza in the oven?
You know what? Just let that front end hit that deck and slide it out very slowly. Man, good job.
That's pretty good, right? Are people... First of all, where did you source this oven from? And tell me about it.
This is from Italy. It's the Mera brothers, and they import this from Naples, and they import it into a port in Baltimore, and do anything they need to do in Baltimore, and then they ship it here.
And even though we're doing a cheese pizza here, you do a Cincinnati-style chili pizza.
We do.
That Guy Fieri loves, because he loves Cincinnati-style chili,
does
which is
indeed.
unusual for people who don't live around here.
Yep.
What was that experience like for you?
It was a lot of fun. It was a little nerve-wracking because just like now, everything we did was in one take. On the first day we filmed for about 10 hours and we made 100 pizzas. I thought we would make a couple, get a good shot, but he came in, very great guy, and they said one take.
So just so you know, I met Guy Fieri at Jeff Ruby's birthday with Trisha Mackey, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. He is the nicest dude you can ever meet.
By far.
Right?
He's great. He is more genuine in person, even on TV. He's fantastic.
How did that affect your business, that publicity?
You know, we have always been busy, so the most interesting thing that I can talk about is the people that are coming from all over the country. So they follow Triple D.
Yes, totally.
Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Atlanta. They come in, they get a picture with me or a signed box, and then they'll stay in town for a day or two and go to a Reds game, the zoo or whatever. That's been nonstop. That has been so cool.
Here's a question for you. You started this in 2017, you and your wife Amy. It feels like life is a dream.
Yeah, it really is. I wake up every day thinking, I'm pinching myself. I can't believe it. It's going like it is. Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. I meet so many people and I get to do so many cool things like this. Yeah.
And just so you know, Dan Wells is a regular here, so if you're hanging out here, you might see Dan Wells.
Amen.
And so what do you look for in terms of knowing the pizza is ready to pull it out?
So I start looking for the
bubbles?
Yep, I look for those blisters. That's what you want right there. That's classic Neapolitan pizza.
Let's show that to the camera because it is bubbling and it looks delicious.
Yep.
And we're gonna try that. What advice would you give a couple in terms of starting a business together or doing something together? What advice would you give them?
Well,
if any.
First and foremost, you have to know your relationship. You have to know ahead of time if you can make this work from a relationship standpoint.
Did you know that beforehand, or did you discover that afterwards?
No, absolutely, we knew. Yeah, yeah. We've been best friends for 40 years, so we knew that part we would be okay with. But then after that, you have to do your homework. So I think Churchill said, fail to plan, plan to fail, right? So you need to do your homework, which we did. We had a 250-page business plan, so we had all that locked down. I mentioned earlier that we felt like we had the business acumen to make this work, and then we just need to learn the food. And lo and behold, once we got started here, we found out very quickly that we were running this business like we raised our family versus the P&L and the balance sheet and the business corporate world.
How do you mean that you ran this business like you raised your family?
Yeah, so we came in and we have 50 employees. We have very, very low turnover. And go ahead and dig in while that's hot. So we have kind of some core values. We use very traditional core values.
Yeah.
We're very faithful and education, hard work. I mean, there's no substitution for hard work, and community service. So we looked at those kind of core tenets. This is kind of what we were always about with our family. And came here and thought, corporate, and we realized that we were dealing with people, and we're dealing with the community. And what we were doing started to resonate and align with our employees, but aligned with our guests and the community. And
why do you think that's the case? Because I can feel it too. Like, it feels like the business that you and your wife started in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky resonates with the community. Why do you think that's so?
Well, we're from here. That helps. So we live right here, and we have always had a community focus. We do some things that people know about. Most things we do, people don't know about. We actually have a fund right now called Camporosso Cares through the Horizon Foundation, and we fund a lot of the groups through that. Either we're very passionate about childhood education, early childhood education. That's my dream. My next step would be to do something like that. But I think that in doing that and being sincere about it and people understanding our passion and seeing what we want to do and how we want to help, I think people in general are good.
I'll just say this in closing. We are lucky to not have this restaurant or just have this restaurant to dine at. We are lucky to have you and your wife as good stewards of this area, because I feel the exact same way as you and your wife do. I care about this town, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it succeed.
Appreciate that.
Nice job.
This has been the Chef's Corner with Rob Williams on Fox 19 Now.